Hi folks, back on the revolutionary black paper. People still don't, I always understand what I say. I speak a bit quick, especially for people who don't come from the UK or the Americas. So this is a piece of watercolour paper coated with some PVA glue. I'll show you. Some PVA glue and some black acrylic. There we go. So that's my base. That seals the surface. Hopefully I've got enough on it. Bear with me. Just got to change my settings on my phone. It's on the wrong Wi-Fi. Okay. Oops. It seals the surface or supposedly makes it waterproof, but I would prefer to use a couple of coats of PVA glue on this mixed with the black acrylic or any colour. But it's always challenging using the contrast of the black against the light colours, so it's a good study in judging tone. I'll use my cheapo brushes, but I will add a couple of also cheapo brushes, mainly to do this bit of a, oh that's loose. Right, hold on, I'm going to put some PVA glue. Now when the ferrule, that's the ferrule, gets loose on the brush, get your PVA glue. This is a very convenient way of buying litre pot, plastic pot, but with this very good, look, lifts up, pour out some of that on there. There we go. And push it back, squiggle it around a bit. Push that in, clean off the worst of it, so I won't use that brush till that dries. Now, twist it back again. And then it's got a little nipple that pokes through and keeps it airtight, ready to unscrew and waggle away. Very, very useful stuff. I've got a new pot of that's just about run out. I've got my linseed oil, and I'm going to just put a little bit of drying oil. That'll do, just a touch. And away we go. Got a little windmill here. So what I'll do, I want to I want the windmill to stand out. So a lot of windmills now are painted white because they are dwelling places and they don't have any sails on them. But one or two do. A bit of a background just to remind me of the Norfolk coast. Bit of a pond maybe to reflect this here, bit of a river. So essentially a Norfolk scene. We've got my paints, so we've got cadmium yellow pale, yellow ochre, cadmium red, ultramarine, which I need to squeeze out, red ochre, and one of my favourites, Payne's grey. Ooh. Right, okay, so using a knife, just get some colour. So we'll have a bit of a bluey sky. Let's mix a bit of Payne's grey with the blue. Take this thing out of the blue. Alright, we can put some dark over that. Blue. Let's have a bit of that red, cad red. I'm going to probably have to squeeze out some more paint. here. Right, clean the knife. Let's get in some light colour. There's a red in there. It's the fastest way I know to do a sky. Could go around that. Now, speed is not essential for your painting if you're not on YouTube, but for me, I'm time constrained. There's only so much time I want to spend on a painting anyway. Now, what we've got to do is, well, we can put a bit of that Novi colour in the background here. This will be the just the background colour. Try to preserve my bit of a distance. Put in a bit of some nice colour on here. Now, I've not really seen this sort of style of painting demonstrated, not with all these colours anyway, but using a knife just to get the basics on and then spreading it about a bit with the oil. So now we're going to, there's this windmill there just about shows. We want some light, bit of a pond, maybe representing a stream. Alright, well, we'll come back to that. Right, okay, now we've got our basic paint on, so now we want to get a bit of touch of oil and just start blending. There's a lot of variety in the sky colours, hopefully anyway. Clean the brush. Then we can add any sort of bits and pieces to make the sky interesting. You can leave some of the black paint underpainting showing through if you wish. Make it look a bit more like a pastel. Okay, we'll get that low horizon in. I might change the colour for the windmill so that it counter changes. All about counter change. A nice bit of red in there. Bit of that nice grey colour in here. Now there's a nice bit of light blue there for the sky. Then a bit of a hazy overhead. Now the danger is repeating yourself. You get carried away thinking that's a nice cloud, so you do another one, then you do another one, look, like that. Master of Skies was Edward Seago. If you still don't know about him, Google and go onto his gallery. He died in, I think, 1968. Before my tea gets cold. I do like putting this bit of cad red in with that yellow ochre. That's your white, because that's your light. Right, now it's a bit more, slightly darker on that under the cloud here. A bit of that, bit of that, bit of that. I'm going to have to put out some more paint. Oh dear, stingy. Oh, I know what we're doing. The sky is looking lighter on the camera than it is in real life, but let's get some of that, a little bit of blue in here. Now that might be a little bit weak, so we'll darken it up a bit. So a nice sort of warm grey undercloud. Got back that light. Now I've sort of spent quite a bit of time on that. So let's move away there and let's get this background sorted out. More blue, that's a bit too violet. Right, okay, now we'll just put in a bit of light along here. Oh, this oil painting is just infinite. But for oil, read acrylic. I mean, the thing about acrylic is it dries so quick, and the weather at the moment is so dry. We did have a heavy downpour this morning, but it didn't last very long, probably about 45 minutes. It's hardly wetted anything, apart from my garden seat that I sat on when I came back with the shopping. Put in some, well, that's Patsy the dog. Let us all know she's about. Okay, so that is the basics. Let's just cover that a little bit. Right, now I want to. I'll have to use. I'll use a small brush. There it is. Use this little 1/4 inch brush. Finish my tea. Then I can do the sides. So if I do. Well, I'll do it white because we've got plenty of counter change there. Right, I need something to rest on. Rest on that. Just painted this morning, look at that, just for you. Just trying to get a bit of come over that way. Okay. Right, now on the top of these things you've got a cowl. Now you've got a little wheel on the back of that. Badly painted there, mainly because I'm a bit cramped. Let's cheat out a bit of paint. Right, now then we've got, this is going to be a tricky bit, putting the sails on it. Let's have a little bit of yellow on there, I think. Yellow ochre. Oh, I hurt my hands, is it? Right, so let's put a white sail there. Where was I going to do that? Right, now we'll put another bit of sort of dark shadow on the other side of that. Right, I'll go back to that. I'm not really happy with it. And my brush. I won't use that one. That's the one I've just stuck. I want that to stick. So let's get another rough brush. Got loads of rough brushes. I'll use this old one, even that's loose. Right, okay, so want some dark greens on there for trees, or bluey green. So a bit of yellow in there. Just mixing a bit of blue with the Payne's grey. Now I can highlight that a bit. Sorry if my head's in the way. It's difficult to sort out. But I want some dark on that horizon so that I can counter change the light on this grassland here. There's a lot of marshy, by the way, I call it the Norfolk Broads. So I can counter change. If you want something to look light, put it next to something dark. We're going uphill there, and I'm going downhill. Right, okay, so we've done that now. Okay, now what we want is some use a rough brush against this lovely Just those sort of white tips of the grass, meadow, or what should I say, not meadow, but Broads, the Norfolk Broads. I'm just doing an impression from my head, but I want some light on there. So we get some, let's put out some more cad red. I'm only going to do one today. I think it's just too warm. When it gets a bit cooler I'll do some watercolours, but at the moment I'm loving doing this. Now I was asked by a YouTuber why I prefer the hake to the squirrel mops. Well, it's what you get used to, really. I made a quantum leap forward when I saw the first Ron Ransom big brush watercolour, wet in wet, big brush painting. Oh, years and years ago, and I got a hake pretty quickly because they were we had shops then selling all sorts of brushes and art materials. Now mostly is online. Mind you, if some of them had an online business, they wouldn't be so bad. But so I was just having a little bit of a illusion of the grasses. So, around that stream. I want it dark around here because that's where I'm going to put in my reflection of the sky. Probably might consider the windmill, position of the windmill, or the stream through here. But you need it dark for it to show. That's the whole point. What I'm trying to explain. Right, sorry about my head. See, what we're doing, we're creating an illusion of detail. We're not painting a photograph here. We're using texture to create the impression of lots of grasses without actually painting grass. Oh, you can refine it, of course. I mean, I wouldn't want you to think this is the only way of painting now, because it's just one of many. Whatever does the job. Right, still more dark in here. Then I can put some more lights in. I haven't used much Payne's grey, so I will be having a holiday in Cornwall, provided we don't get another lockdown somewhere. So just building up that dark, I've got to even put a bit of green in. Get a bit of the brush, it's got 1,000 edges to it because it's a cheap brush, and it does the job. I could even put a few poppies in here. They go down well, but I just want to get this bit dark in here. The ground colour's showing through there, so let's get the a bluey colour in that water. Then more white. Now, right, now we can add a bit more dark. So Patsy the dog. Right, now let's get some stems. A good colour is burnt umber really, but I'm not using that. I'm keeping my palette as simple as I can, as few colours as I can get away with. In this case we've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So ultramarine, red ochre, Payne's grey, cadmium yellow pale, yellow ochre and cadmium red. Very basic palette, but it works. Right, let's just get in a bit of dark, a bit of dark red. Oh, that's going to be a bit dry. Bit Payne's. Just get that contrast. It's drying as I speak. More ultramarine. I still haven't got the contrast there. The water is not white. It's reflecting what's above it, and what's above it is that sky, not the windmill, because I haven't gone far enough back with the water. But we're looking, it's down there and up, so we're really reflecting some of this here. But you still got to get that. Once you put oil paint on your supports, it stays. It doesn't fade or go light or dark. It just stays nice and. Right, now we need to get some impression of grasses coming up here. So here we go. Let's have a bit of that red, but that red's sort of dried off a bit. You know, we could put a bit of that impression back into there, Now my windmills are very weak. It's probably because I can't do that side with my palette there, and I've got the palette there, so I shows you what I'm doing. Now then, bit of oil, bit of red. And then we'll have a little wildflowers go down a bundle. Have a bit of white and blue. Wretched dog. Okay, well that's about as good as I'm going to get with that one. I quite like the sky. I'll put it in a mount and we'll have a look at it. I'll get my brushes I've used to one side, that I won't forget to clean them. I'll clean them in dishwasher liquid. Take this off, take that off. Oh dear, dear. I'll have to clean it now. Bit of dishwasher on my shirt, that'll come off. Alright, let's move that to one side, in the middle. What I'm going to do is just to lower that. Right, let's just lay that a little bit flat. Okay, now mounts, get this old blue one on it. No. Oh God. Oh, well there we are. If I come down with it, no I can't come down, I can come back. Right, now bring that over there. Always have this problem, don't I? Well there we are, it could stay. There we are, a Norfolk windmill. It doesn't exist, it's made up entirely. My version of it. Keep it simple, stupid, KISS. We can always put a little door. So let's put a little door. Payne's grey, I think. And a touch of blue. Oh, yeah. Alright, okay, thanks for looking in guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. I'll get it uploaded now. Oh look, no, that's not good is it? There, that's there. Right, that's better. Right, see you soon, bye bye.